Well, this is it, my friends. If you can break through this one obstacle, overcome this single hurdle, you can accomplish anything, be anything, do anything, help the most people in the world, and live the absolute most preferable life for you imaginable. All of your wildest dreams, dreams that you don't even have right now, will come true if you can beat this one thing. What is it? It's the fear of man. It's impressing others. It's being concerned about others' opinions of you. You can break through this fear of man thing. The sky is the limit. There is no stopping you at that point. I'm Josh, PreferableLife.com. Helping you break through and accomplish and live out your goals is what we're doing here. If you're into that kind of a thing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of every video that comes out. I was made immensely aware that I was crippled by the fear of man about 6 years ago. I won a trip at work, a sales trip, and my job paid for this speaker to come and give us a motivational speech at our corporate event thing. His name is Erik Wahl, and he is a disruptor of corporate crap. Changed my life, revolutionized my life that day. And the big takeaway was this fear of man thing. So the story goes, Erik Wahl was talking, and he was doing a fear factor thing, revealing to us that we are all crippled by fear. And he had underneath one person's chair in the auditorium a kind of a sticker like you're the lucky guy or whatever. We didn't know, he didn't tell us what the fear was, what the scary thing was that we would have to do, but that whoever did the thing would be the winner and blah, blah, blah. So this man, got the sticker, and the worst thing in the world, Erik Wahl gave him the opportunity to keep it or to give it to someone else, and the freaking schmuck gave it to his wife, biggest pansy on earth. And so the poor wife didn't have the opportunity to give it away that time. She was stuck with it. So she had to go on stage, and in the envelope, he had the what she's going to have to do. You could tell that she was scared out of her mind. I had in my being, so before this happened, he drew a kick butt picture, painted a kick butt picture of Bono, and I'll throw a picture of that up here because I stuck this quote on it to stamp in time and to never go back to this fear of man thing again and to continually fight against it. So I knew that, I figured you put your hand in a bowl of roaches or something to that extent. I knew that he wouldn't kill us because he probably wouldn't get paid for his keynote. But so I wanted to raise my hand and say, I will take her place. I will trade her place. I will be the lamb for the sacrifice, because I knew that after they did this little tarantula thing or whatever it was that he had them do, that they would get to win. They would get to take home his Bono drawing, because he doesn't sell any of his stuff. He gives away as all of his events and for charity and stuff like that. But I was frozen. I was like, what would my manager think about me? What would my manager's manager think about me if I stood up in this crowd and volunteered to trade her place and take her place? So I was completely frozen by the fear of what other people would think of me. And I stayed silent. I stayed passive in my chair, and I did not offer to trade places with her. So then he opens up the envelope, and there's no fear, no nothing. You get to take home this Bono painting. So everyone's like, oh, that's the blah, blah, blah. And I missed out on this bad A painting. I like you too, but I love just Bono and how he's carved his own way, and stinking songs that we know they came out 10 years before the trend was cool. So that's what I love about Bono. And I wanted to have this baller picture in my man cave. So I was then made aware that I am frozen, I am crippled, I am stuck. I took a picture of that painting with my iPhone. I wanted it to look as crappy as possible, and I blew it up really large, and I stuck a quote on it that says, "What is the fear of man keeping me from today?" And it has been on my wall for 6 years, 7 years, and has made me intensely focus on what is the fear of man keeping me from, and to overcome those things. I'll stick a picture of that picture at the end of this video so you can see it. But I want to ask you, what is the fear of man keeping you from? It's the number one thing that is holding you back, the number one thing that is keeping you from moving forward, the number one thing that is crippling, stifling who you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do in this world. It's all because of a fear of man thing. To break out of it, you got to get to you as fast as possible, and you got to do you. I think one of the single most easy steps to that is to just create something, to start creating anything. I'll put a link to a video about that so you can start overcoming this fear of man by creating from you. Other stuff is morning routines and things like that, and I'll put those links in the description for the steps to, as it is an obstacle to overcome to craft your preferable life. And that's how we do it, is breaking through these things one thing at a time. So this was the first time that Erik Wahl helped me break through to my preferable life. Here's a link to the second time. Made that video yesterday, and check out the other time that Erik Wahl helped me break through. Well, I'm Josh, preferablelife.com. If this helped you, give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, because helping you every day achieve your dreams and live your preferable life is what we're doing here. And excited that you're on the journey, crafting and doing you. And I will catch you on the next one. Have an awesome day.